Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Grab a cup of tea, settle in, and let's dive deep into a story that has set the Turkish entertainment world ablaze with curiosity, nostalgia, and a dash of bittersweet emotion. Today's episode focuses on two names that need no lengthy introduction: Alkan Sengu and Berek Artakan. The tender, almost cinematic moments they shared at a family wedding that has everyone talking. A warm welcome and quick recap. If you have followed Turkish drama even casually over the last decade, you already know that Alkan and Berek are widely regarded as one of the most memorable screen duos of modern Turkish television. Their breakout collaboration in Kirlik Ak Love for Rent turned them into household names, not only in Turkey, but across the Middle East, Latin America, and parts of Europe. Their chemistry was so convincing that, for a while, audiences blurred the boundaries between fiction and reality, speculating endlessly about whether their on-screen romance had any off-screen counterpart. Since that golden era, both actors have taken their careers in slightly different directions. Berek embraced a mix of gritty action roles and period pieces, eventually settling into family life with actress-screenwriter Gups Zeze, while Alkan pursued projects that allowed her to explore darker, more experimental characters, all while guarding her private life with quiet determination. Yet the nostalgia for their earlier pairing has never faded. So when news surfaced that the two would attend a private wedding together, specifically the marriage of Elwen's maternal cousin, fans sensed something special was afoot. Setting the scene, a night of intimate elegance. The ceremony took place in a restored 19th century Ottoman mansion overlooking the Bosphorus. Picture high ceilings adorned with hand-painted floral motifs, antique chandeliers refracting candlelight onto polished marble floors, and French windows thrown open to let in a gentle, sea-tinged breeze. Though the guest list was modest, fewer than 120 close relatives and friends, the decorative palette was lavish but tasteful. Muted gold accents, ivory table linens, and centerpieces of soft pink peonies mixed with wild olive branches, a nod to the bride's Aegean roots. Even before the newlyweds made their grand entrance, murmurs spread across the hall. Alkan had arrived wearing a floor-length, midnight blue velvet gown with subtly flared sleeves, reminiscent of 1930s Hollywood glamour. Her auburn hair, parted to one side, fell in soft waves, an understated contrast to the deep hue of her dress. Berek, for his part, opted for a classic black tuxedo with a modern shawl collar, paired with a single white gardenia pinned to his lapel. Observers couldn't help noticing that the flower matched the small corsage Alkan wore at her wrist, an elegant coincidence that fueled immediate whisperings among eagle-eyed guests. First impressions and genuine reactions. Those in attendance describe a scene brimming with restrained excitement the moment the pair greeted one another. There was no red carpet posturing, no forced smiles for photographers, just an authentic embrace. The type shared by old friends who understand each other at an unspoken level. Body language specialists later pointed out that their shoulders remained squared and open while they talked, a subtle indicator of trust. Throughout the evening, they split their time naturally, sometimes mingling separately with extended family, other times standing together near the terrace doors, apparently lost in conversation that alternated between animated storytelling and comfortable silence. More than one guest reported seeing them laugh at private jokes, heads tilted together in a way that evoked fond memories of their Kirlik Ak press junkets. The dance floor moment everyone is talking about. No Turkish wedding is complete without the traditional hele, a circle dance symbolizing unity. As the band struck up the familiar intro, Alkan slipped off her heels and motioned playfully for Berek to join the line. At first he declined, whether out of shyness or jest, but after good-natured coaxing from the bride's mother, who reportedly adores him, he relented. Soon the two were side by side, pinkies interlocked with cousins and aunts, following the rhythm of the Davul and Zurna. What made this sight so captivating wasn't just nostalgia. It was the genuine, joyful immersion. Unlike publicity events where every gesture can feel choreographed, these steps were spontaneous, slightly imperfect, thoroughly human. A short video clip posted quietly by a distant relative before being deleted at the family's request captured a telling snippet. Beric laughing when he missed a beat, Elkin nudging him back into sync, their eyes sparkling with mischief. Within minutes, the clip surfaced on fan forums, prompting emotional commentary. Seeing them like this is a gift. No script, no camera crew, just real happiness. User Nihanb. I forgot how much light they bring into a room together. User Global Dizzleover Media Frenzy versus Private Realities. Predictably, tabloids leapt at the footage, spinning theories that the pair were rehearsing for an as-yet unannounced television reunion. Or worse, that their rapport somehow challenged Beric's marriage. Let us address those rumors responsibly. Professional reunion. While both actors have publicly expressed interest in working together again, if the right script emerges, reputable industry insiders insist there is no concrete project in development, at least not at this time. Their meeting at the wedding was social, not strategic. Relationship speculation. It bears repeating that Beric remains happily married to Gups Zeze, and Elkin herself is in a long-term, though low-profile, partnership with a non-industry professional. All primary sources close to the wedding affirm that the atmosphere was family-oriented, free of scandal, steeped in mutual respect. Nevertheless, the evening reignited public longing for their creative partnership. Entertainment blogs ran parallel polls asking which genre fans would most like to see them tackle next. A medical drama, a historical miniseries, or perhaps a mature romantic comedy exploring second chances. Within 48 hours, hashtags such as #ReuniteElbar and #KirlaKokLegacy trended across Turkish Twitter, amassing hundreds of thousands of votes and comments. Behind the scenes, quiet gestures you didn't read about. 1. A toast from the heart. During the reception, each table was invited to stand and raise a glass. When it was Elwyn's turn, she spoke briefly but poignantly about the bride's resilience and the groom's kindness, then concluded with a gentle nod to Beric, thanking him for embodying the spirit of loyalty that every family hopes to see at such gatherings. Witnesses described Beric's expression as grateful and slightly moved. 2. Shared gift. It later emerged that Elkin and Beric had coordinated a joint wedding present, a first-edition volume of Nazim Hikmet's love poems, bound in midnight blue leather, tucked inside an engraved rosewood case. The choice was more than aesthetic. Hikmet's poetry deals heavily with overcoming distance and adversity, a fitting symbol for any newlywed couple starting life's voyage. 3. The late night departure. Contrary to celebrity stereotypes, the two did not slip away early. They remained until the last slice of tahini pistachio cake had been served, thanking kitchen staff and even helping an elderly aunt locate her shawl before saying their goodbyes. Around 3 a.m., they exited through a side garden gate to avoid waking nearby neighbors, a tiny courtesy that spoke volumes about their character. Career crossroads and future possibilities. Elwyn's upcoming year. Sources at her agency reveal she has 3 scripts under review. A psychological thriller led by a female antihero. A Netflix limited series that examines Ottoman women scientists. A mid-budget European co-production set in post-war Paris. Beric's next steps after completing a supporting role in an indie film directed by Nuri Bilge Ceylan's former assistant. Beric is rumored to be weighing offers for an English-language streaming project shot in Spain. Meanwhile, He's co-writing a stage adaptation of a classic Turkish novella for Istanbul's City Theatre. While schedules look demanding, representatives confirm both actors remain open to that elusive script that might reunite them professionally. Industry gossip hints that a well-known screenwriter, who penned several episodes of Kirlikak, has begun drafting a contemporary family saga with dual protagonists said to be tailored with Elkan and Berk in mind. Whether timing, contracts, and personal priorities align is anyone's guess, but hope springs eternal among viewers. Why this story resonates: 1. Authenticity in an era of overexposure. Audiences are accustomed to curated Instagram feeds and PR spin. Moments like these, a discreet hug at a cousin's wedding, shared laughter during a humble folk dance, feel refreshingly real. 2. The nostalgia factor for millions. Kirlikak represents a formative period. Late-night binge watches, first forays into Turkish dramas, or simply a comforting escape during turbulent times. Revisiting the chemistry, however briefly, taps into collective memory. 3. Proof that friendship endures. It's easy for co-stars to lose touch once cameras stop rolling. Seeing two professionals maintain genuine affection disproves the cynical belief that industry relationships are purely transactional. A final reflection. Standing on that Bosphorus terrace, their silhouettes framed by antique lanterns and distant city lights, Elkan Sengu and Berk Artuk reminded everyone, family, guests, and fans far beyond those walls, that true connection transcends script pages and television ratings. It lives in gentle toasts, in carefully chosen poetry, in an impromptu hele, and in the unguarded smiles of two people who once shared an emblematic love story on screen and transformed it into a lifelong bond of mutual respect. Whatever roles they choose next, this night will endure as a quiet highlight in their intertwined narratives, a chapter written not by screenwriters, but by the simplest human emotions: joy, gratitude, and the enduring power of friendship. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into a night that captured our collective imagination. If you enjoyed the storytelling, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more in-depth coverage, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update from the vibrant world of Turkish entertainment. Until next time, keep celebrating authenticity, cherish your own friendships, and as always, stay curious, stay kind, and stay tuned.